Can you imagine one of the greatest tennis players of all time suddenly deciding not to play one of the most important tournaments of the year? That's right, Novak Djokovic, the 24-time Grand Slam champion, has shocked the entire world with a decision no one saw coming. As the countdown to the end of the season continues, the Serbian announced he will not play the 2025 Cincinnati Masters 1000. Is his career in danger, or is this just a well-thought-out strategy? In this video, we'll tell you everything about Djokovic's unexpected withdrawal, his possible return at the US Open, and how even his fellow players on the tour have been left stunned. Let's find out. The announcement hit like lightning among tennis fans. Novak Djokovic, currently ranked number 6 in the ATP rankings, will not be present at the Cincinnati Masters 1000, which begins on August 7th. At 38 years old, his absence was more than unexpected, especially because many thought he was ready to return after his semi-final loss at Wimbledon to Jannik Sinner. This tournament was seen as a key opportunity to regain competitive rhythm ahead of the US Open, and his withdrawal has sparked all kinds of speculation. What surprised everyone the most was the prior silence. There were no signs, no reported injuries, no press conferences hinting at such a significant decision. So when Djokovic posted his message announcing he would not play in Cincinnati, not only were fans left speechless, fellow players on the circuit, including veterans and rising stars, also reacted with astonishment. No one saw it coming, adding an extra layer of mystery to his current preparation. Among those who have spoken out the most are players like Alexander Zverev and Daniil Medvedev, who admitted to being puzzled by Djokovic's choice. For many, the Cincinnati tournament is essential before the US Open, as it helps players adjust to the rhythm of North American hard courts. But the Serbian seems to have a different plan, to completely reserve himself for the New York tournament and arrive fresh both physically and mentally. Throughout his career, Djokovic has shown he knows how to manage his schedule. On previous occasions, he has prioritized certain tournaments over others, especially as Grand Slams approach. This wouldn't be the first time he skips an important event to focus all his energy on an even bigger one. And although the move always carries risks, results have often proven him right in the past. Another key factor in this decision seems to be age. At 38, Djokovic no longer needs to play every tournament to maintain his level. He's said it himself, it's about quality, not quantity. Also, after losing in the Wimbledon semifinals, the body needs more recovery, and the time between tournaments becomes more valuable. Resting in August could be the secret ingredient to arriving on fire in New York. But beyond the physical aspect, there's also an emotional and strategic dimension. The US Open is one of his favorite tournaments, where he has shined many times. It's logical that he wants to show up with full focus. And for those who think he's slowing down, let's remember that he is still the man with the most Grand Slam titles in history. If Djokovic has shown anything, it's that you should never underestimate him. Despite skipping Cincinnati, Djokovic has already confirmed his participation in the 2025 US Open, which begins on August 24th. And he'll take part not only in singles but also in mixed doubles alongside his compatriot Olga Danilovic. This pairing has sparked huge curiosity, as it will be one of the special attractions during the week leading up to the main draw. A more relaxed, yet still competitive Djokovic could surprise with a new team title. This mixed doubles event, scheduled before the official tournament kickoff, allows Novak to test his rhythm on hard courts without the same level of demand as a main draw match. Plus, playing alongside Danilovic reinforces team spirit and gives him an extra motivation. It may seem like a minor move, but strategically it's brilliant. He gains experience on hard courts and stays active without wearing himself out. The decision has been so unexpected that even longtime rivals like Rafael Nadal have reacted with surprise. Nadal, who has also been managing his schedule carefully due to physical issues, said in an interview that Djokovic always surprises, but usually gets it right. That reflects the general perception. Although there's confusion, there's also respect for the Serbian's decisions. His track record backs up his way of planning tournaments. Cincinnati, meanwhile, loses one of its main stars. The tournament, a key part of the US summer swing, has always featured Djokovic as a protagonist. His absence changes the competitive landscape, giving opportunities for other players like Carlos Alcaraz or Stefanos Tsitsipas to shine without the pressure of facing the Serbian giant. That said, it also creates a void in the event's media appeal. Meanwhile, global anticipation is building. Can Djokovic arrive at the US Open and claim his 25th Grand Slam title? Or is he showing signs that retirement might be closer than many want to admit? For now, we can only wait and watch how his preparation evolves over the coming weeks. One thing's for sure, every decision he makes becomes news, and this one is no exception. Perhaps most interesting is how this withdrawal has emotionally impacted the rest of the circuit. Young players like Holger Rune and Ben Shelton have commented that not having Djokovic in Cincinnati changes their mindset. The tournament feels more open, but they also miss the level of challenge Djokovic imposes. Even in his absence, Djokovic remains a dominant force that affects everyone around him. Novak Djokovic's withdrawal from the Cincinnati Masters 1000 has been an unexpected move that rocked the tennis world. While it surprised everyone from fans to fellow tour players, it seems to be part of a meticulous strategy to focus on his big goal, the 2025 US Open. At 38 and with a legendary career, every decision counts, and no one knows that better than Noel. Beyond the doubts, his return in New York promises to be one of the most anticipated moments of the year. Whether competing in singles or shining in mixed doubles, Djokovic always finds a way to reinvent himself. Could this be his path to Grand Slam title number 25? We'll find out very soon. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner reunited this Tuesday in Cincinnati, where both will compete starting from the second round. The atmosphere was relaxed, full of laughs and camaraderie. After their intense final at Wimbledon, both players opted for a break from the circuit. Alcaraz, more talkative, shared with Sinner that he spent 2 weeks at home and then escaped to southern Spain with friends. "Nothing crazy, it was good," said the Mercian, making it clear there's also time to unwind. Sinner, for his part, didn't reveal many details, but it's known he secluded himself with his team at his training base. Both skipped the Toronto Masters 1000 to focus on their physical preparation. Now, with their sights set on Cincinnati and the US Open, they know there's a lot at stake. Alcaraz needs to cut a 3,430-point gap in the rankings to reclaim the number 1 spot. And although his path is tough, he's shown the talent and mindset to achieve it. In this North American swing, Sinner is defending 3,000 points, 1,000 from Cincinnati and 2,000 from the US Open, which forces him to maintain a very high level if he wants to keep his lead. That's why the Italian has also prepared thoroughly, training in Cincinnati with Jaume Munar. Alcaraz did so with Daniil Medvedev, another big name in the tournament. All eyes are already on a potential new clash between them, which could only happen in a hypothetical final on August 18. The rivalry between Alcaraz and Sinner is writing one of the most thrilling chapters in current tennis. In their last 3 encounters, they've met directly in the final. Alcaraz won in Rome and Roland Garros. In Wimbledon, Sinner got his revenge. This balance makes each new match unpredictable and exciting. Moreover, the two maintain a cordial relationship off the court, with much mutual respect and jokes that ease the tension. What's interesting is how both have become the new faces of world tennis, representing a new era after the dominance of figures like Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic. Both Alcaraz and Sinner combine power, strategy, and charisma, and their clashes are already anticipated as real pre-final showdowns. In Cincinnati and New York, the tennis world will be watching their performance, and possibly, the next chapter of their rivalry. Beyond the points and competition, these encounters also show the human side of the sport. Seeing two rivals chatting, smiling, and sharing stories about their vacations reminds us that, in the end, they're also young people who enjoy life. Of course, once the racket is in play, they give nothing away, but that balance between professionalism and closeness is what makes them so admired. On the competitive side, the battle for number 1 is more open than ever. Alcaraz, with 8,600 points, is looking to close the gap with Sinner, who leads with 12,030. Although the distance seems large, everything can change with a strong performance in Cincinnati and a solid run at the US Open. The Mercian has already shown his ability to surprise, as he did at Roland Garros with a historic performance that placed him back among the favorites. Sinner, however, doesn't plan to yield easily. His Wimbledon victory solidified him as the best right now and has motivated him to defend his position fiercely. He'll lose points by not competing in Canada, but he's confident in staying strong through the next 2 key tournaments. The Italian has shown remarkable consistency this season, with a focus that allows him to perform at his peak in key moments. Meanwhile, the draw has placed them on opposite sides in Cincinnati, fueling the possibility of another final between them. The tournament ends on a Monday, an unusual setup, just before the US Open begins, leaving little room for rest. This adds pressure on the players, who must manage not only their performance but also physical recovery. One more challenge on their path to the top. Alcaraz knows it, and that's why he's worked hard in recent weeks, balancing rest with specific training. His time in southern Spain, far from being just leisure, also helped recharge mentally. For such a young player, learning to balance effort and rest is key to staying competitive long term. Every detail matters, and Alcaraz's team is taking care of everything to the last detail. Sinner, meanwhile, has opted for a more reserved but equally effective approach. His confidence is sky high after conquering Wimbledon, and now he wants to prove he can dominate on hard courts as well. His choice of training partner, Jaume Munar, suggests he's fine-tuning specific technical and tactical aspects. All signs point to a well-prepared Sinner, ready to fight for every point as if it were the last. The big question now is, who will go further on this American swing? Will Carlos Alcaraz be the one to dethrone the world number one, or will Jannik Sinner successfully defend his throne? What's certain is that the tennis world is witnessing a rivalry that's just beginning, but already promises to define an era. And every new chapter has us on the edge of our seats.